Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss this particular question. This is not an opinion question. This is not a discussion question. This is a cause and effect question. We are going to analyze the cause of a particular situation, and we are going to state the effects of this in the coming paragraphs. So we are going to analyze the question first. Whenever you get the task to question, you need to analyze the question, what type of question it is. I have analyzed it is not an opinion question. I have analyzed it is not a discussion question. It is a cause effect question. The question asks you to give the reasons for this particular situation and the effects of this particular situation on individual and the society as a whole. Now, this is the thing here we are going to see. Now, let's decide the matter in detail. So we can discuss the matter in detail. Few people devote time to hobbies nowadays. I can underline the thing, few people. It means a negligible proportion of people. So the meaning of few people is a negligible proportion. A negligible proportion of people. It means I can say very scarcely, very rarely people devote time to hobbies nowadays. And this is another mark. And this was not the thing, this was not the thing in the past. Now it is the situation. Nowadays, people devote time to hobbies. Very few people devote time to hobbies. Say, why do you think this is the case, and what effect this has on the individual and the society in general? Say, why do you think? So they are asking the cause. Why do you think this is the case? Why do you think very few people are into the hobbies these days? So the time period is there. This is the time period at present. This question is asking about this particular area, that is at present what is happening. At present what is happening. So when you say that at present this is happening, time. Now the cause. Why you do, if you want to say one cause or two causes or three causes, you can go with that. And what effect this has on the individual, number one, and the society in general, number three. Now I have to see that. What effect? So causes you have to say, and we have to say the effect. So these are the things that you need to discuss in the paragraph, body paragraphs of this particular essay, the cause and the effect. Now I have to see something else. Now the effect on the individual, the effect and on the society effect, and this thing is not particularly in general. So we are asked to give in general what are the effects on the individual, in general what are the effects on the society. So this question has a lot of things here, and we have analyzed the data, analyzed the question in detail. Now let us see again. Come to the introduction. Unlike the past, I address the time frame. Yes, unlike the past, the number of people who are engaged, the number of people. So this is the thing here we are addressing. The number of people who are engaged, devote, engaged in some hobbies is shrinking. So it is the word shrinking. I have not used the word few, but I told that this is got the number of people who are engaged in some hobbies is shrinking. And I can say, if I want to say something, I want to give some more effect on this thing. It's shrinking alarmingly. It means shrinking alarmingly in the sense it is to be noted. So the number of people who are engaging in some hobbies at present is shrinking alarmingly. It was not there in the past. The situation was different. Now the first sentence is addressed in the full meaning, so that now I can move with the second sentence. The main issues here are lack of time and interest. This is the part here. And now I have to say, this would not only affect the individual, but also the society in a negative way. So I have discussed the second part, the effect. The effect is there in the second sentence, and the third sentence. The cause is there in the second sentence. I've written 3 sentences here, 3 small sentences. The first sentence addresses the topic. The second sentence addresses the first question. The third sentence addresses the second question. So it is very clear. Basic languages are used. You might know these words even if you are seeing it the first time, you can predict the meaning. So somewhat standard vocabulary is used. Engaged, you can say that these things, these are the words, unlike the past. Okay, that's it. So we have not used any complex words, vocabulary. We have used only standard vocabulary. We framed 3 sentences and 3 simple sentences, not that much complex. So this we have used not only but also, so I can say that there is my grammatical range and accuracy is a little bit of good standard. So overall, I can say this goes with good task response, cohesion, coherence, lexical resource, and grammatical range and accuracy. All the criteria are met here in the introduction. Let's see how it's going on the first paragraph. The prominent attributing factor, it is the main factor behind this change, is ineffective time management. It is the ineffective time management. To be precise, you can say to be precise, it is explaining the thing. Excuse me. To be precise, most people these days are having hectic schedules and they find very less time to relax. Not many today have a couple of free hours every day, and even if they fail to get engaged in some kinds of hobbies because they may not prioritize their time well. Many working people are seen quitting hobbies which they have been engaging since their childhood. And most of them complain this happens just because of insufficient time. So this paragraph deals with time, lack of time, and that is explained in these sentences 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, that's it. Those 4 sentences explains that thing. So this particular paragraph deals with time. Now I look at the vocabulary, the prominent. attributing factor, ineffective time management, precise, hectic schedule, can say, um, prioritize, quitting, okay, insufficient. So these are not too complex vocabulary, but I have used formal vocabulary. The lexical resource is not basic, it is standard. It's not that much complex. So the selection of lexical resource is clear there. Now I have to go with the connection, the prominent attributing factor. So it relates to the main issues, the causes. The prominent attributing factor is the time, okay, time management. Okay, now this is number one connection. To be precise, it is the connection. Number one explanation, not many, have a couple of hours, and if they find many working people, so this is addition of this thing. So I look at the way in which I can tighten these sentences. I do have a clear connection here and here. Here I have a prominent, here I have another prominent. But if you see here, and this were two sentences, you don't have a direct connections between the sentences. Indirectly it is connected. Let me see whether I can connect it directly. So here, to be precise, more people hectic schedules and find very less time to research. Now, in other words, not many people today have a couple of, yes, free hours. Here I can say to exemplify, many working people are seen quitting hobbies. So here I have made some editing here, that is, in other words, to exemplify. I made it a little bit tighter. And now I move on to the next paragraph. Lack of interest is another factor, So one factor is given, another factor. This is prominent factor, this is another factor. And that is lack of interest. It is time management here. Number one, number two. To explain it further, it means to be precise. In the past, many found hobbies as activities to engage their free time and as a way of satisfaction. So this was the situation. However, so now the thing here, the next connection is here. However, today technology has opened numerous doors before the man to relax, get engaged and entertained to satisfy their minds. In other words, okay, I can say to explain it further. Yes, to explain it further, it is there already. So I can say here to be clearer. Yes, I have made some changes here. To be clearer, I have made there. To explain it further, I have used it here. The modern man, I don't want the there. Modern man thinks that most traditional hobbies are outdated and he turns his attention towards activities like virtual reality games, which can give him a greater level of satisfaction. So that is the thing here. So I have analyzed that introduction, first paragraph, cause number 1, cause number 2. Now the effects. When analyzing the individual consequences, the effects on the individual, people are seen less enthusiastic and their intellectual abilities are seen arrested. So less enthusiastic, intellectual abilities are seen arrested. Turning to the effects of the society, it seems that most people today are becoming, this is the social influence. Most people are introverts, selfish, and emotionally numb. In short, in both cases, having no hobbies is not recommended at all. So we have a lot of, even though this paragraph is very short, we have a lot of things here. When analyzing the individual consequences, people are seen less enthusiastic. Intellectual abilities are seen arrested. These are the individual consequences. Social consequences, introverts, selfish, emotionally numb. And this is not recommended at all. And towards the conclusion, to conclude, it is obvious, it is clear that vast changes in the lifestyle and attitudes. This is the changes in the lifestyle and attitudes. Both these things are summarized. Life changes in the tremendous changes in the lifestyle. In the past, they didn't have hectic work schedule. Today, they have hectic work schedule. Lifestyle has changed, and, and they are having different attitudes towards hobbies right now. And they think that it is outdated. The attitude is different. Tremendous changes has happened in the lifestyle and attitudes, and these are the main causes for the declining number of people who pursue hobbies. And this transformation is not so good for both individuals and the society. So it is not good for both individuals and the society. So the conclusion is the answer of the question, complete answer of the question, very carefully framed. It summarizes the core of these two paragraphs are there. That is, the reasons are lifestyle changes and attitudes. And it can cause, it is not so good for the individuals and the society. So both these things are summarized in the conclusion. This is just an introduction. It is just an indication what you are going to do in this essay. I hope everyone have understood this thing.